What's up, guys? If you guys are here, thank you so much for being on this very special, at least to me, live stream, because this is one of the few times that we've actually gone live straight to the Millennial Skills page. And I'm excited to dig in because lots of times we've been doing these live trainings on my personal profile. We're going to start doing them on the Millennial Skills page because I think that we can impact more people. So if you want to make sure that you guys get access to all these videos and you guys get notified, just drop an emoji and somehow our team will follow up and make sure that you guys get notified when we need to do these trainings. Now, the name of this training and what we're going to talk about is how to differentiate, right, between sales and marketing, and how to really leverage and utilize that so that you can grow and build your business. And it's a big difference. And I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here. It's a very, very big difference when it comes down to sales and marketing. And a lot of people confuse these two. And if you confuse them, then you end up getting left in a place where your business is stuck. Your business is plateauing, or your business is not growing at the rate in which you want because you're not building it the right way. And so what I want to just share with you are just some fundamentals for building a business that can continue to grow, right? I think a lot of people get caught up in the kind of the self-employment trap, where they're not actually building a real business, right? They're actually, they're becoming their own boss, and they're their own employee, and that's really it. And so they're running around scrambling, trying to be able to generate clients consistently enough, trying to be able to get enough, sustaining business so that they can, can actually grow, actually profit and stuff. So that's really what we're going to talk about in some of this in the rest of this video. So let me get this shared out. And by the way, guys, if you guys are not subscribed, or you guys aren't already, you just don't like the Millennial Skills page, make sure that you guys like it so that you guys get notified when we go live on all these. And then make sure that if you guys have any questions, throw those down there and we'll come back and answer those as well. So let me go in here and let's pull up my diagram, and we're going to pull up, let's see here. We're going to pull up my diagram, and really just to highlight the difference between sales and marketing, right? And really just to highlight the difference between these two functions. And if I were to do it the right way, what I think is better is to put it like this, right? And to have it, to over here, because marketing actually informs sales. And the more that you sell, the easier it becomes to actually market, because you have more case studies, you have more, you have more authority, you have more expertise, right? So all that to say that if you do a good job marketing, it's going to make your sales a lot easier. And if you do a good job selling, right, it's going to make your marketing a lot easier as well. Okay, so let's get in. Let's jump in. If you guys are here and you've listened to me ramble thus far, let me know who's here, and let me know what you guys want to talk about. Now, let's talk about some important things when it comes to marketing, and let's talk about some big mistakes that a lot of people make when it comes to marketing. One of the biggest mistakes that I think a lot of people make is that they think that they need to spend a lot of money in order to market themselves, or they think that it's going to take either a massive ad budget, or it's going to take an incredible amount of time, or well, time maybe, but they think that it's going to take an incredible amount of money, or that it's going to be really, really complex, right? That's what a lot of people think about marketing, or that like advertising kind of has this negative connotation, because people think that it's going to require a large investment of money. And that may have been true, for the last several decades, right? If we think about how businesses spread the word. In order for me right now, there's only a few people on right now, because we're doing it from the Millennial Skills page. So if you guys are not, you're not subscribed to the Millennial Skills page, if you don't like it, it's funny if you say that, but if you haven't yet liked the page, make sure that you guys do that, because we're going to be doing a lot more of the videos here, because I've just found that the organic reach on my personal profile just isn't where it was. And so I want to make sure that we are reaching the most amount of people, and we're going to be doing them here on the Millennial Skills page. All right, let's see what else here. So what else informs marketing? And when I think about marketing, like I think about, there's two main routes, right? And there's the paid route, which we kind of talked about, and there's that aspect of it, and running paid ads, PPC, Facebook ads, even, whoops, sorry, I just invited a bunch of people. I need to say sorry. I just did this. Let's see. Oh, that's the chat. I thought I was like individually messaging a bunch of people. That would have been terrible, right? That's not good marketing. But marketing is really, really a valuable, obviously it's probably the most important thing, because if people don't know about you, there's no matter if you have an amazing product, if you have an incredible product, if you have an incredible service, if people don't actually know who you are, and they don't know what you're about, and they don't know all the things, they don't have all of the information that they need to make that decision, it's going to be really challenging for you to be able to sell anything, no matter how good your product is. So understand that the marketing is absolutely crucial to any business, regardless of how great a product is, right? There are countless examples of products that are superior, right? that didn't actually, that don't actually sell more, right? I think about, the Android market, right? Or like, I think like that is a perfect example, because a lot of people would contest that the Android market, right, or the Galaxy is a superior phone, right? That the technology, right, that the gadgetry is actually superior than the iPhone. And you may or may not be true, that may or may not be true. However, for me, I really don't care, because I'm like, there's like, right, Apple has done such a good job up until that, making me part of the community, ingratiating me into it, right? Even if that means like that all of my stuff is in, Apple, right? And all of my stuff, and so to converting all of that over to, Google or to Android would be, terribly, cumbersome is the word I'm looking for. Even the difference of having the blue to the green, right? And making people feel like if they have a green, right? If you have a green message, in your text messages, that you're kind of different and you're on the outside, right? Just like things like that, right? Where there are countless examples. And I'm not saying the only reason I have an iPhone is because, I get my text message to be blue, but there are lots of reasons like that, where because of the marketing, because of the community, because of really the leadership and the vision of the I think about like the culture of the product far outweighs the specifics of the technology, the specifics of the actual product. So here's an example of where marketing actually helps more than actually having a superior product, right? Okay. So when we think about marketing, we talked about paid. Let's think about organic, because I think that a lot of people don't realize that there are lots of ways to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? There are lots of ways today to get your message out that doesn't require any money, right? That just requires your time. It requires your expertise. It requires your ability to understand the platform, to understand people, to understand psychology, to be able to capitalize and utilize the softwares and the platforms that are out there, like Facebook, right? Like things like Instagram or YouTube or Medium or Twitch or Twitter or Musical.ly or whatever the platform is, right? The ability for you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a creative, to figure out a way to be able to leverage those platforms that are already there to garner attention and awareness that is free, right? Like one of my mentors this past weekend, I spent some time with him, Tim Rode. He's the founder of the One Life Fully Lived community. And if you guys want to hang out with some of the best entrepreneurial and financing minds in the world, you need to get involved with this. Go to onelifefullylived.org or come hang out in the One Life community. But I was hanging out with him this weekend, and one thing that I really noticed was just how important it was for you to have a brand. And one thing that he did, right? We were hanging out with people like Robert Kiyosaki, Gary Gunderson, things like that. And what was amazing is in, the early 90s, my mentor, Tim Rhodes, spent tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on commercial ads, right? Like TV commercials. And that's because that's where he was actually able to garner the attention. People were watching television. People were sitting at home on their couch watching the news. But it cost him hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars over his career. However, it allowed him to retire financially free at the age of 40 and hang out, go skiing every day. And now he's able to do what he wants, and he's built an amazing nonprofit. But the point is that your ability to get the word out, right? Your ability to create a buzz, to create awareness doesn't require that investment, doesn't require a large initial investment for you to get started, right? Like you can literally take out your phone and do a live video, right? Now, a lot of people are scared of Facebook Live. Okay, cool. Well, take out your computer, go on Medium, write a blog that anybody can read, right? Okay, go on Cura, right? If you don't, if you're good with taking pictures, go on Pinterest, go on Instagram. If you're very, very technical and you're kind of a nerd or whatever it is, go on, YouTube, go on Twitch. There are all these places where if you are willing to put yourself out there and you have a legitimate message to share with people, well, now there are these platforms that you can actually go out there and do that. And here's the thing though, that is different than actually selling, okay? That's actually different than sales, right? That is the big difference is that marketing informs sales, right? Like I'm not selling anything right now, right? I don't have anything to sell. This is my marketing. However, what I would ask is if you guys enjoy any of this stuff, if you guys, find any of this stuff valuable, to subscribe to Millennial Skills, to like the page, okay? Like that would do wonders, right? Because that will allow for me to show you the things that we have, right? That will allow you to find out about the programs and the different things that we offer if you decide to actually do that, right? So my marketing really informs my sales, right? They're not the same though. The better that you do with your marketing, the easier that your sales is going to be. However, your sales has to be a different process. So let me jump in here and I want to see if we have any questions. Joe says valuable. Jodine, what's up? Guys, if you guys have any questions, throw them down there. Otherwise, it would be awesome if you guys gave me some likes and some loves. We're doing it on Millennial Skills because nobody gets notifications from my personal profile anymore. So I wasn't able to impact as many people there. So I decided that we will utilize this as a way to impact more people, right? And so we're going to be doing it from Millennial Skills more often. All right, so I'm curious for you guys, those of you guys who are on, we got a few people on right now. Give me an M if you want to continue to talk about marketing, and we can go into organic, marketing. We can go into, how to predispose people to giving you money, how to make people excited to give you money, or we can get into the nitty gritty about sales and the things and the types of processes that you need to have to convert these things into sales because they're different. So what do we want to talk about? Do we want to do M or do we want to do S? Let me know. M is for marketing, S is for sales, and we'll talk about them. Because what people don't realize is that if they do a ton of marketing, right, then they have a really great brand. But then if they don't have any sales, well, then they're relying on sponsorships, and then they're relying on brand deals, and then they're relying on selling advertising on their space, and kind of, for lack of a better term, excuse me if this offends anybody, but they're kind of whoring themselves out. Now, people might go, well, you've got to, those people are selling out. Or even conversely, if you have your own product, I think about, for me, I don't like, people always ask, like, you give away so much, Hector, how do you make any money? And it's like, well, because I do a great job of marketing, but then I also have my sales processes in place as well. I also have the things that make it possible for me to generate, income as well. And that comes from doing things like, we have an accelerator program, right? That helps people who are building an agency and want to get more clients. And specifically, we help them with chatbot clients right now, but I see us moving towards, a lot more in the future. I have a software that I've partnered with, right? We have a series of softwares, a bundle of softwares that people can try out for $1. And if they want to try them out, they can try it out for $1. And then if they like it, they can keep it and they can use them for however long they want. And if they don't, then they don't. But that is actually, letting them try it out is actually a sales process for us, right? And so all of these things continue to make it possible for me to generate income, right? On top of that, we have a client services, agency that also serves clients at the highest level, and they pay us, a larger chunk of money to manage that aspect of it. So the point is that if you have both of these things, well, then you can do both of them very well, right? So Rachel says S, Coop says S, AJ says S. So let's talk about sales, guys. Let's really, it seems like that is something that really there's not a lot of people talking about it online. And there are some people like the Grant Cardones and the Ryan Stumans where yes, there are good salespeople. However, I don't like for them, those people don't really resonate with me, because somebody who just tells me to work harder, or just tells me to take advantage. And I'm not saying that Grant Cardone or Ryan Stumman tell people to take advantage of people or anything like that, or aren't the most moral people. I'm saying a lot of sales trainers, okay, tend to focus on that aspect of sales, sales training, or sales effectiveness, or whatever it may be. So for me, what I like to do is to really give you the framework and put you behind the matrix of what goes on in a sale, because everybody is selling all the time, every day, 24/7. And that sell is either whether they're selling their kids on eating their vegetables, whether they're selling their employee on working harder, whether they are selling the waitress on bringing out their food faster. People are always selling, or even whether or not they're selling themselves on getting it, themselves to do something, right? Everybody is always selling something. And I heard something that was really valuable, early on in my life. And it was that if you know how to sell something, you will never need a job again, right? Or you will always have a job forever, because people always need salespeople, right? People, if you can create business for people, if you can create revenue for people, if you're a good salesperson, well, then you're valuable to people. A, because not a lot of people know how to do it, and B, because it's just inherently valuable, right? If you can say, yeah, I can make you money, who wouldn't take that phone call? Who wouldn't want to spend time with those people? So I think that it's really, really valuable to understand that it is a worthwhile skill to build if you're going to be an entrepreneur. And for me, I was lucky and fortunate enough to, since I was 17 years old, really spend the first, 7 years of my entrepreneurial career directly rooted in sales, out there selling myself. I've conducted, over close to 1,000 sales presentations myself. And I've trained thousands of salespeople as well. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because sales is a process. You can't learn sales in a book. You can't learn how to do push-ups. You can, but it's not it doesn't actually do it for you, right? So you can't get into shape by reading a book. You can't get into shape by watching a video. And similarly, sales, you have to be able to experience it, right? Because so much of it, so much of sales is confidence, is knowing, like, right? Like, I think about sales, how Henner Gracie, right, one of the best Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners and coaches in the world, he talks about, actually, was it Henner? It doesn't matter. One of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world says that jiu-jitsu is like, it's like you do this, and I feel the Brazilian accent coming out of me, or the Portuguese accent, right? It's like you do this and I do that forever, right? It's you do this and I do that, and you do this and I do that forever. And that's what sales is. Sales is you do this and you say this and I say this, and then you say that and then I say this forever. And the person who stops talking, or the person who runs out of stuff to say, loses all the time, right? That the other person wins. And so your ability to always have more info, your ability to always have more stories, your ability to always have more questions, your ability to reroute and go, okay, you know what, their concern is here, but this is actually what they need to be focusing on. Let me handle that concern and get the conversation back over here. Like driving, okay, you could take an online driving class, right? You know, and get your permit or whatever, but it's a different story when you are actually out there. You know, it's a different story when you're on the road. It's raining, right? You're going down you know, there's the lights are dim. It's a steep hill and winding road on a mountain, and you know, like, it's a different kind of thing. You learn that through experience. And so I say all that to really preface that if you want to get good at sales, you are going to have to be in there doing it yourself, right? Or be willing to pay somebody who is good enough to do that, right? As well. So let me know if any of this stuff is valuable, guys. Always the likes and the loves help. And if you guys are not subscribed to Millennial Skills, then make sure that you guys like the page, that you turn on notifications, because we're going to be doing a lot more of the videos here, and not as much on my personal profile, because it seems like my personal profile doesn't get as much pull. They're trying to hold us down, guys, so I need your help, okay? And so the likes, the loves, the shares, oh my goodness, that would mean the world to me and to our mission. All right, let's talk about sales, okay? Now, when I think about marketing and I think about sales, I think essentially, like, we're trying to convince, and convince is not the right word. Here's what people need to have. People at the end of it, in order to pull the trigger, in order to buy something, they don't need to know something, okay? I want to give you this big differentiation. They don't need to know something. They need to believe something, okay? In order for someone to buy something, okay, people don't need to just know something. Yes, they do need to know a lot of things, but most importantly, they need to believe something. And I heard a quote that was attributed to Bill Gates, and whether he said it or not doesn't really matter, but because the quote is so valuable, and it's that sales is simply the transfer of enthusiasm from one person to another. And I heard so many people who got into my chatbot program and my chatbot course early on, right, said that it was because, what's happening? Said that it was because of my enthusiasm, and that's really what ended up causing them to pull the trigger. And that's what ended up causing them to buy in. And so what I think for you is really, really helpful is to understand that you don't, like, sales is not about teaching everybody, right? Sales is not about teaching people things, okay? What sales is really about, it's about getting them to believe certain things, right? So there's like, when I go through it, right, there's one thing that I learned from Russell Brunson, okay, is that when you're selling, and he does a great job of integrating sales into marketing, okay? However, what I want to share with you is that there are just distinct differentiations, right? Like this Facebook Live video is different than than a full training, right? A masterclass, right? Like I would encourage you guys, okay? Like we're gonna start doing master classes and master trainings every week, because what it does is it gives me an opportunity to really spend a lot of time with people. And through that, right, because they're showing up for an hour, they're expecting to be there for an hour, they know they're gonna learn some stuff. And through that hour, not only am I able to train them really, really well, and give them a lot of value, but I'm also able to hit and create all the beliefs that they need in order for them to buy something. So for me as a marketer and as really as a leader more than anything, I would be doing my community a disservice if I don't allow them the chance to be able to invest in something that's going to take their life to the next level. Because the reality, guys, is nobody's lives ever really been changed from a Facebook Live. Like let's be honest. Like nobody's life has ever been changed from just watching a Facebook Live. However, a lot of people's lives have been changed by joining groups, by joining communities, by joining masterminds, by utilizing a certain idea, a system, a series of softwares and tools. Like there are plenty of people who have taken the leap, and because they've done those things, well, all of a sudden their life has changed. And so what I try and do is give people the opportunity to be able to make those decisions, right? I give people the opportunity to be able to make those commitments to themselves, right? When people join our Accelerator program, they join a community. They join a group of people who are in it and are willing to help others and are going through the same thing. When they utilize our softwares, right, they make a commitment to actually utilize them, to open them up, to log into them, right? Because they're paying $1 for them at least, right? When we do those things, we make sure that people are not only getting a ton of value, but that they're actually able to make a commitment to themselves so that they see results, right? One of the things that I see sometimes in marketing and internet marketing especially is that people don't really care if they get their clients' results, right? And it's like, I used to think like that, right? Back when I was running a sales organization, it was like, it was really, it was interesting. It was just different. And I didn't realize that the best marketing that I could do would be to actually get my current clients the most amazing results. Because now I could take those people and highlight and showcase their results. I could say, you know what? People like Sebastian, right, who I think I just saw hopped on, has gotten, turned around and gotten tons of clients since joining the program. People like Yannick started the program and the next week got his highest ticket client, right? I could say, people like Phil ended up taking the course and then that month signed 6 chatbot clients in 1 month. I now am able to say that. But here's also the cool part too. Now those people are able to like positively talk about me, right? We're about to launch our affiliate programs. And so now what we can do is I can now enlist those people who are in my program and say, hey, you know what? If you want to create an awesome opportunity for yourself, then what you can do is you can actually promote this, create an amazing opportunity for you, and help your friends out with these great and amazing tools. And so now, because I spent so much time investing into the people in my Accelerator program, we already have people who are willing, and without even without even needing any incentives, we're already sending referrals. So now that there is some real incentive, I mean, imagine what that's really going to create. So those of you guys who are hopping on, let's see, Brian, Sean, Jeremy, and Jeremy, what's going on, guys? I appreciate all the love. Brian, I haven't seen you in years, my man. I hope you are well. Brian is actually a old friend from college that was in the same business fraternity that I was in. So even while I was in college, guys, I've been, you know, people don't like, oh my goodness, people don't realize how much I've been at this game and how long. It's like, you know, people, it's funny. Anyways, if you guys have questions about sales, throw them down there. Because, you know, like every day for the last I'm almost hitting on my 10 year. I'm pretty excited because I started my very first business when I was 17 years old. So it was in, let's see, what year was that? Yeah, 2000, in 2009, right? So it'll be this upcoming summer, right? Well, no, I guess it'll be next upcoming summer. So anyways, I'm excited because these things, they get easier. But for those of you guys who are just getting started, and for those of you guys who are, you know, maybe not where you feel like you're at, like, geez, I felt like that for like almost a decade. So don't worry, it's all right. All right, what do we got? I think we're done here, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Unless you guys have any other questions, now's the time to throw them down there, and we can definitely talk about them. But we talked about Facebook ads. Excuse me, we didn't. Those guys who are. Ooh, that's the video. We didn't talk about Facebook ads. We talked about doing things without Facebook ads, right? And really understanding the difference between marketing and sales and how they actually inform your sales. And the better job you do of marketing, the easier your sales are going to be. And the more that you sell and the more results that you get, the better and the easier that your marketing is going to be. So that's huge. I think that's huge. So guys, let me know if any of the sales training was helpful. Share this out, tag people who need to see this, and make sure that you guys subscribe and like the Millennial Skills page. That is a lot of call to actions, isn't it? Should I not? Okay, what do you guys think? Is that too many call to actions? Should I do one call to action? Who knows, right? It's like there's all these things. It's like really just make sure that you can see these videos on Millennial Skills, because we're going to be doing them here instead of on my personal page. So anyways, I love all of y'all. Joy, Rachel, thanks for hanging out and watching. I appreciate it. Jodine, I always appreciate the support. Coop, Charlene and I were just chatting about how much we missed you the other day. So you got to come back out to the West and the Best Coast. If you guys have questions, throw them down there, and I'll make sure I come back and answer them. Otherwise, subscribe to the Millennial Skills page, because that's where shit is going to be going down. All the shit's going to be going down on the Millennial Skills page for the most part, moving forward, I think. Any questions? I'm going to check really quick just in case. And that's it. We'll see y'all later. We out.